As we move on to the next piece in the program, I want to use this time to just remind us all, as you're getting through the evening, that we have two opportunities to avail yourselves to. One is the Sadiqain images that you see here that are out there for purchase, and a lot of the proceeds will come back to the masjid, as well as the auction that we'll be having later on will be with those two pieces. We have Furqan Energy here, who has mentioned that if we have 500 households sign up, that will receive $10,000 donated to our masjid. So do stop by. You'll be able to get a $25 to $50 gift card regardless if you qualify for your energy and gas, electricity and gas savings. So without further ado, inshallah, I'm going to move to the next piece. And the next piece, it gives me great pleasure to be able to introduce this young group of guys. And this is the youth group that we have here, the Al-Huda youth group, the Shabab that we have here. If I can ask the youth of Al-Huda to come up and share a few words about the masjid. Please make your way up. Ya Shabab. Alhamdulillah, this is a Saturday evening. We have these youngsters here with us, alhamdulillah, and they're always there enlivening the masjid, and it's wonderful to be able to have them there and them to come up and share a few words with us.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Before we start our presentation, we have planned, we're going to begin with the Darood, so please feel free to repeat with me. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Ma Sayed. This is Ujair Jafri. This is Imal Siddiqui, and this is Rayan Abdul Rahman. And also joined with us on stage is the rest of the Al-Huda youth group. Thank you all for your presence here tonight. You have all been a part of the Al-Huda community for many years. So we wanted all of you to sit back and reflect on some of the ways which Masjid Al-Huda has been serving us and has been sending many blessings into our homes. Mostly important is it has given us a peaceful place to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, also being able to connect with our fellow community members and strengthen our relationship with each other in an effort to become one ummah.
For us young people, Masjid Al-Huda has been a crucial platform in developing our identities as Muslims through the full-time school, which offers the option of secular education in an Islamic setting with competitive curriculum and passionate teachers. Then there is Al-Huda Sunday School that laid the foundation of Islamic values for many of the children in the area. And then obviously there's the youth group, which we are proud members of, where we connect with Deen through knowledgeable young mentors, develop brotherhood and sisterhood bonds, enjoy fun outings, and gain valuable experiences from the community service events.
While the young in this community find guidance through various programs offered by the masjid, the adults in the community benefit from great educational programs like Hafiz Wahidul Khan's Tafsir and Tajweed classes, Hadith sessions by Ustad Kamil Baba. In addition, sisters learn through interactive sessions of Nur al-Huda and polish up their skill through Saturday Tajweed and Arabic classes. There are numerous and other events and programs offered by Masjid Al-Huda that help and bring our community together and give us pleasure in being part of this beautiful Muslim Ummah.
Now we want to see if you've been listening to us. Don't worry, we promise it will be fun. You should have received a trivia sheet to test your Huda IQ. I request you take a moment and see just how well you know your masjid. Please answer those questions and we'll reward you for taking the time to reflect about your masjid. That's right, you'll be rewarded. You smell that irresistible popcorn? You can have it. Just turn in that trivia sheet out in the lobby, out to the youth table, and you'll get your popcorn. Now fill in those sheets and go get that popcorn. If you don't have a trivia sheet, just ask one of the youth for one. don't forget to make tourist sport tonight and make this successful dinner, inshallah. May Allah bless Al-Huda, Masjid Al-Huda as a community.
Allah, mashallah, jazakallah khair. Takbir. 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 You know, and I wanted to apologize. I got caught up in the emotion of the recitation that we had that I didn't get to do a takbir for our imam, that I want to do one right now. As we have the survey, everything in front of us, just to have one takbir. Allahu Akbar. Takbir. Takbir. All right, let's go. This evening is just beginning for us, alhamdulillah, and we're going to ask our leader, our Amir, to come up. We want him to be able to share a few words with us. Our Amir, Brother Aqil Akhtar, please come up and join us and share a few words.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome, Masjid Huda, welcome to all the Al-Huda community and all the board of directors, and thanks to all the board of directors which has helped me to achieve those big goals what we have done it in the last year. I remember that we have the permit March 2017 and we moved the school on September 15. I still don't believe how we did it, but we did it because of your support. Because nothing can be done without funding. You can dream anything you want, but nothing can be done if you don't have a fund available. And alhamdulillah, our board is very strong and very dedicated, and they help every project we came out, and they help each other to succeed the project. This is the proof right here. Alhamdulillah, we finished our funeral home. It's already been operating, and 5 or 6 of them, Brother Rizwan will give you the detail, but alhamdulillah, we have, the journey never ends. We finished 2 projects, but we still have to go on. Our masjid expansion is coming up. We don't have an elevator. And I remember that in the long time ago, there was one small house. And I see one face here, Brother Dr. Ansari. He was a beginner. He was a part of the Masjid Huda at that time. And whoever thought we will be becoming up almost $20 million organization right now, as we have. We have a Al-Huda Academy, full-time school, we have a Sunday school, we have a Saturday school, all for your help, believe or not. And further, I'm requesting to my community, Al-Huda community, please help us out. And you can see, whatever the money you gave to Masjid Huda, you will see, nothing is hiding here, everything is there. You see the big building, 30,000 square foot building, operating the 3 different kind of school, full-time school, Saturday school, and Sunday. Plus we started the K1 program, which is have a full-time school plus the Hifz. So these are the achievements with the Masjid Huda, and I really need your support and the future, and help us out to get this moving. I'm going to invite the Brother Rizwan. He will just going to explain how the journey was started and then what we need in the next. Jazakallah khair.
Takbir. 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 Inshallah, we look forward to Brother Rizwan, Lahaq, to share the progress and all of the updates with us. Jazakallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Respected brothers and sisters, welcome to the second fundraising dinner this year. Many of the people have asked, many of the people in the masjid asked that why second dinner in 1 year? During the construction of Masjid Al-Huda, we did the same thing. And we are in the same situation right now, that fund is badly needed. What has been done is all in front of you. But I will go back since we started. in 1998. Brother Akil has mentioned the name of Brother Dr. Shahid Ansari. He was the original when the masjid was purchased in 1992. For the several years, nothing happened. In 1998, this new board took over and the construction and the renovation started. First, the renovation cost us $150,000. That was a small house, that was our platform. This is how we started the main organization or main masjid. Then the new masjid came up, which was a $1.5 million project. Alhamdulillah, it took time, but successfully completed that $1.5 million project. The parking lot was not built. Many of you remember, for many years the masjid was completed, but there was a gravel parking lot because we didn't have the funds to build the parking lot. We spent another $200,000 later on and finished the parking lot. Then we always had a problem with the parking. There was a neighbor next door on the left side, we call it Rose House, which is the second parking lot at the current, the people who do not know, there was a small house. And we are having some conflict with the neighbors. The light will go in her, from the driveway to her house, and she will complain. And we were trying to buy that house. Once they came, actually didn't came for a sale, but we asked them, if you want to sell and move out from here, because she complained the county so many times. The county said to her, this building is not moving anywhere else. This mosque is built with the permit, with all legalities. So naturally, mosque is not going anywhere. Only person is moving is you. So if you have a trouble, move out. We paid a very good price for that house, $412,000. It was a small half-acre lot. We built the parking lot there with another $165,000. The cost of the house was $412,000, and then we put another $165,000 to build the parking lot. Then the brick house next to that came for a sale, and that was $612,000. We purchased that house. After that, another house on the Irving Park Road side, 1080, which is currently a funeral home, which we completed. That house came for a sale, and we purchased that house for roughly around $312,000. Then behind the masjid, there's a small house on the Meadows Street, but the parking lot is attached to the house. That house, the folks who were living in the house, they called us, they want to sell this house, and it is attached to the masjid. If you can sell that house, we negotiated with them, and we bought that house for $258,000. All this struggle was going on. We stationed our school in the 1080 building and the 436 building. We started our school, but it was not feasible from the county, and we ran the school for 5+ years. Then we started getting into trouble from the counties because it was not legal. It was a single family residence. We converted that, but alhamdulillah, we took time. They took us to the court. It took 2.5 years before they finally shut it down. Actually, didn't shut it down. They gave us enough time to get out. They said, and the end of that year, that you will no longer be operating the school. That was, we signed the agreement with the county that we're not going to be operating the school from that building. In the meantime, our plan was to build, or close to a $5 million project, to build a complete masjid expansion and the school building, which was almost 30,000 plus area. We are going to expand the masjid, build a full-time Islamic school in the same building, and that was close to a $5 million project. We tried to raise money for 3 years. The only money in 3 years we could raise is $500,000, $500,000. So that money was not enough to start the project. Plus the process of the county, we came with a lot of difficulties because the Masjid al-Huda, where the masjid stands, this is unincorporated Cook County. We do not have a water, which is a well water. We do not have a regular water from the city. It's a well water. And to build a school of that size, they needed a sprinkler system. They asked us to build underground tank or overhead tank. That will cost another $200,000 to $300,000. So somehow that plan was not feasible. We could not go ahead with the plan. And in the meantime, we had a pressure from the county to shut down our school and move somewhere else. We started looking all over the area, in Schaumburg, in Hanover Park, in Streamwood, Bartlett, where we can find the school. There was a school we found in Streamwood. It was a 8-acre lot. It was a school which closed down. We negotiated with the school district for at least 6 to 8 months. Finally, nothing happened because it's a bureaucratic thing. It's not easy to meet the requirements. And then finally the mayor of Hanover Park, when we had a meeting with him, he said, why don't you look at this building, which is currently the 7455 Jansen, which is a current Al-Huda Academy. We looked at the building. It was a 27,000 square foot building. Excellent building. And mayor promised us that I will get the things done. In expedited way, change the zoning, do the tax, because it's a tax exemption, because these are non-profit 501c3 organizations. Naturally, city is not going to get a tax on these properties, so they have to write off the taxes. So he said, our board is in completely favor, go ahead with that. Naturally, we didn't have that kind of a money. The purchase price of that building was $1.4 million. $1.4 million. We only had total $500,000 so far raised. Finally, we borrowed money, Qarz Hasana, whatever the sources we had. We purchased the building for $1.4 million, and the total renovation cost was another $1.2 million. But Alhamdulillah, in time, because the favor from the mayor and the whole team, as Brother Akil has mentioned, construction complete. Only the shell was there. Every single thing needs to be built out, and as per the code. In 7 months, March we got the permit, September we started the school. That was one of the biggest achievements. As I said, every single board members, the community members, all the people who supported that school, Alhamdulillah, finally. It was rough. Opening the school was not easy, but Alhamdulillah, it came through and we opened the school, and inshallah, Alhamdulillah, then started the school. But the money we owe to all the community members, all the loans we have, that is close to $1.5 million. $1.5 million we owe. Naturally, we are not asking to raise $1.5 million in one night. That is the reason we have doing another fundraising dinner the same year. The most important, important were the kids. The safety of the kids, because it's a school, and the priority was always the kids. We didn't want to close the school after running 7 years. Otherwise, we would have lost everything. After 7 years of investment, you would have lost everything. But Alhamdulillah, everything went fine. We were successfully running the school. We need to return the Qarz Hasana, the one we borrowed. We borrowed from institutions. Naperville Mosque gave us the money as a Qarz Hasana. We have taken the money from Eid Committee. We have to give that money back. So we have taken the Qarz Hasana from the different organizations, and the personal level. Several board members have given a big chunk of money as a Qarz Hasana to the masjid. To the masjid and the school, because this is all one organization. This is not separate organizations. This is all one organizations. But the work, what we are doing, funeral home was very, very important part of this community, and for the last many years, we wanted to have our own facility. We always compare the very small community of Albanian community. They have their own funeral home. We do not have our own facility. Where every single year, we do 65 to 70 funerals every year. Just this week alone, there was 2 funerals. One accident happened somewhere in Pittsburgh. There was a family from Uzbekistan. 2 people died in the car accident. And both the funerals we did just last week alone. So far in that building, almost 12 plus funerals have already been done since it is completed, already done. So all those things are needed. Yes, elevator on the main building, we are lacking. We have promised the community, inshallah, we will build the elevator. But we have to a little bit ease from this, the Qarz Hasana part of it. As soon as little bit ease we have, we will have a further. Yesterday I was speaking in the masjid, and I said, the Qibla of the masjid will turn around on the left side. The entrance of the masjid, not the Qibla. The entrance of the masjid will be on the left side, and that whole area will expand. The masjid, the the musalla will go all the way where the office is right now, and the whole thing will be turned around. That project, we have not abandoned the project. We're gonna do it inshallah, but as soon as we little bit eased out from this place, we will start there. This school, alhamdulillah, we are very satisfied with all our teachers, with all our principals and all the staff. They are doing excellent. Only tonight, I'll request every single person, every single people who came to this dinner, do you know you came for a fundraising dinner? The reason you came here is a fundraising dinner. Help us out to get those three goals, whatever we have, return this Qarz Hasana, and inshallah go from further. But before I go, I will ask our Sheikh Umar Haqqani. He's one of the parent. He's a leader in this community. His testimonial. He came to see Al-Huda Academy to put his kids in the school. So he researched it. He went through the things, but I want you to listen from his mouth. He gives regular khutbah in the masjid, but his children are in Al-Huda Academy. What he sees and what he feels about this community. So maybe a couple of minutes I will ask him to do. Jazakumullah khair for listening to me, inshallah. And please support us, support our project, support this masjid, support this school. This is all belongs to you. This is, these board members are here, they will go away. How long we gonna last? You know, we are all aging. You know, all the board members are aging. But school gonna stay, masjid gonna stay, and you all going to stay. Inshallah. Sheikh Umar Haqqani. Jazakumullah khair.
Takbir.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm not going to take too much of your time, just within 3 to 5 minutes, inshallah, I'm going to finish. Jazakumullah khairan to everyone, especially the board, for giving me this opportunity to address the crowd this evening. As what Brother Rizwan said is true, that I'm speaking to you tonight not as a scholar, as a khatib, but more importantly as a parent. That I cannot stress this enough, the importance of education. And as someone who gives regular talks and lectures and khutbahs almost, all throughout Chicago, what this community has is very unique, that a lot of the other communities do not have, and that they wish that they had. And that is, you've already gone through all the different services that we have, that we offer, but most importantly, a full-time school. And some of what I wanted to say has already been addressed in regards to, looking at tomorrow, laying the foundation. The kids, the children, they are the future. And if they don't have the strong foundation, then, what can we expect from them in the future? Yes, education can be obtained from the secular schools, but more importantly than that is the education in regards to their deen, in regards to their religion, in regards to, the belief that they have. So this is very important and can only be obtained when they are in that environment, when they're immersed in that environment. So you're gonna send them to school one way or the other, you might as well do it both. Educate your child, but as well give them that environment as well. So my request tonight for everyone that is here today, you will fall either in two categories. Either your parents who have children who are eligible, who could go to the school. So do consider enrolling your children in this school, either full-time, either Sunday or Saturday school. And even if you don't have a child of eligible age that can be enrolled in the school, do support it financially as well. So you're not excused by saying, oh, my kids are grown up, I have nothing to do with the school. No, you do have a lot to do with the school, and that is to support it financially. Jazakumullah khairan for your time.
Jazakallah khair. Takbir. Inshallah, without further ado, I would like to invite our guest scholar who has joined us all the way from New York, Sheikh Hassan Abu Nar. Inshallah, if he can make his way up to the stage. We've been blessed to be able to have him come and join us. It's one of the wonderful opportunities is that we get the chance to listen from scholars who are able to give us so much. He has many published works and has been a scholar that's a traveling scholar and someone that's been able to get through to so many communities, and now inshallah we have the ability to benefit from him. I ask that you all give him your attention and due respect, and inshallah he will address us and we'll continue from there. Jazakallahu khairan.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Can I request the light to be on, please? So you can see me, I cannot see you. I should see you. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الذين يتلون كتاب الله وأقاموا الصلاة وأنفقوا مما رزقناهم سرا وعلانية يرجون تجارة لن تبور ليوفيهم أجورهم ويزيدهم من فضله إنه غفور شكور والذي أوحينا إليك من الكتاب هو الحق مصدقا لما بين يديه إن الله بعباده لخبير بصير ثم أورثنا الكتاب الذين اصطفينا من عبادنا فمنهم ظالم لنفسه ومنهم مقتصد ومنهم سابق بالخيرات بإذن الله ذلك هو الفضل الكبير صدق الله مولانا العظيم وبلغ رسوله النبي الصادق الأمين ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. I wish to have more light. It's not enough, ya habibi. More light. This is romantic lights. We want harkat me barkat hai. Right? Want more light. Let me see the people.
I'm going to ask one little request of the audience. I'm sorry to intrude. And as the lights are coming on, it'll be a nice time for the brothers. If you can make some of you can come up to the tables that you see ahead of you that are empty. Please fill those up. We're having some more tables put in for the sisters so that we have more space. Alhamdulillah, our event is getting full and full. And so the more barakah we have, we ask that the brothers that are here, that you can see there's some tables ahead of you, please go ahead and move up as the lights have come back in the house.
Especially these ones here.
Yep.
نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على نبينا وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه إلى يوم الدين أما بعد. My dear respected brothers and sisters, Alhamdulillah, when I was listening to the brothers explaining how much accomplished this community did, wallahi, that's amazing. Wallahi, that's amazing. You can hear how many houses they already bought. They did, mashallah, the full Islamic school. We are in Connecticut, for example, we don't have it. We have been working for it 20 years, never happened. They did, mashallah, they completed the funeral services. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give them jaza al-khair. Say ameen. My respected brothers and sisters, there is things in our life, maybe, and there is things certain. Maybe I will become medical doctor. Maybe I will become businessman. Maybe I will become president of, I don't want to say country, otherwise they will arrest me. Maybe. But you cannot say, maybe I will die. You will die. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala call the death in the Quran al-yaqeen. وَاعْبُدْ رَبَّكَ حَتَّى يَأْتِيَكَ الْيَقِينَ. The certainty. Worship Allah until you meet the certainty. What's the certainty? Is the death. And the fact, when we die, we leave everything behind us. We leave everything. At the same time, we will be questioned about everything. We leave everything and we will be questioned about everything. And one of these questions in the Day of Judgment, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask us about our children. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم كلكم راع وكلكم مسؤول عن رعيته. You are responsible and you will be questioned about your responsibility. As Amir Saab, Jazallah Khair, he said, what is our answer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? When we bring our children to such society, as somebody throw his children in the ocean and he tells them, don't splash yourself. Don't splash yourself. The system in any non-Muslim society, they will never connect you with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even the knowledge, even the science, they will tell you circle of life. Circle of life. You know what's the circle of life? They said the sun rise on the water become hot, then evaporate, then the rain comes, the cloud comes, the wind. But they don't say who is behind this, is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know the circle of life? Circle of life means start from point and come back to the same point. And I have nice example about this. The circle of life, start from point and you go back to the same point. As they said, the cockroach afraid of the mouse. And the mouse afraid of the cat. The cat afraid of the dog. The dog afraid of the man. And the man afraid of his wife. And his wife afraid of the cockroach. So this is the circle of life in my imagination. This is my understanding to the circle of life. Start from cockroach, come back to cockroach. So the public school, they teach our children, there is no khaliq. Even there's a theory that our grandparents is monkeys. Astaghfirullah al-azim. They teach them, the great-grandfather is monkey. MashaAllah. So if our grandfather is monkey, who are we then? Mushkila, musibah. So ya ikhwan, the Islamic school is must. To support the Islamic missions is fard min Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And no one will do to you but what you have done to yourself. I go to so many places and I say stories and sometimes I repeat myself. So please, if you have heard this story from me, forgive me. But I am sure so many of you did not hear it. In 2010, I was one of the 5 judges in Dubai for the international Quran competition. So there is a judge from Saudi Arabia told me interesting story. I want to share it with you. He said a couple years ago, means maybe 2007, 2006, one of the big merchants died. And he divorced his wife 6 months before his death. Wallahi, this sister is miskina, ya akhi. She should have sabr for 6 months to have. And he left behind him 345 million riyals, equivalent to $90 million. And he does not have children. He divorced his wife 6 months before his death. You know, sometimes the wife's in trouble because of who? Because of their brothers. You know what they say in Urdu? Sari khodai ek taraf, churu kabai ek taraf. Right? Mazboot? Miya miya, 100%. So, the judge sent the investigators to find somebody from the family to give them this money. So he said he found 3 people from the same family. So he invited them to the court. If somebody invited to the court, is it good news or bad news? Dal mein kuch kala hai. Big dal mein kuch kala hai. Sahih. So they asked him, do you know so and so? He asked those 3 people. They said, Judge, we know him, he's from our family, but we have nothing to do with him. He said, no, it's good for you to have something to do with him. Do you know how much each one of you will go home today? They said, how much? He said, 115 million riyal each one of you will take. He said the first one fainted. The second one said, Judge, don't make fun of us. Maybe you have hidden camera somewhere and you are making movie out of us. Don't do that. The third one does not know what to say. He said, after I took my pen, I signed the checks, 115 million riyals each, $30 million each. They look at the checks, mashallah, this is reality. They folded, they put beside the heart here. Then the judge, he told them, listen, before you leave, can I request you something? They said, yes, anything. He said, did you ever work for this money in your life? They said, no. He said, can each one of you donate only 1 million riyal, equivalent to $300,000, to make sadaqah jariyah for the one left you all this money? He said, the first one said, Judge, I have a lot of loans on me, I cannot do it. He said, the second one said, Judge, I have children in the university, I cannot do it. The third one said, Judge, if he did not do it for himself when he was alive, would you like me to do it for him now? Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum. Then the judge said, Wallahi, no one of them gave him from his own money 1 riyal. So ya ikhwan, if we don't do it for ourselves, who will do it for us? Use it before you lose it. You don't know what will happen tomorrow. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَمَا تَدْرِي نَفْسٌ مَاذَا تَكْسِبُ غَدًا وَمَا تَدْرِي نَفْسٌ بِأَيِّ أَرْضٍ تَمُوتُ إِنَّ اللَّهَ عَلِيمٌ خَبِيرٌ. You don't know what will happen tomorrow, and you don't know in what land you will die. Wallahi, we don't know. Maybe this is last week for me or for you. Allah knows best. They said one of the doctors, he was checking some of the patient. He told him, you have 4 months to live. The cancer everywhere. Then after 2 weeks, the doctor has car accident and ma'asalama. So the doctor died before the patient. So we don't know, ya ikhwan. When Rasulullah ﷺ came to Medina, the water was under the supervision of a Jewish. The well belonged to one of the Jewish. So Rasulullah ﷺ made announcement among the Sahaba. He said, whosoever buys this water and make it sadaqah fi sabilillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give him a well in Jannah. So Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he is a businessman and he is wealthy. He said, Ya Rasulullah, I will buy it, but don't let any one of the Sahaba negotiate with him except me. And mashallah, he knows how to handle things. And always, ya ikhwan, always, when you have a business, don't never consult with Maulana. You will declare bankruptcy after 6 months. But when you have a question about religion, don't never consult with a businessman either. Okay? Every man has his takhassus. So Uthman radiallahu anhu came to the Yahudi and he said, Are you willing to sell half of the well? You see, smart man, half of the well. He said, yeah, I will. How much? He said, 12,000 golden dinar. 12,000 golden dinar. He said, okay, this is the 12,000 golden dinar. Then the Yahudi asked him, how can we distribute the water? He said, easy, one day for you, one day for me. He said, bilkul theek hai. Yahudi speaks Urdu, mashallah. He sab theek hai. He said, sab theek hai. So Uthman radiallahu ta'ala, the Yahudi, he used to charge money for the water. So Uthman radiallahu anhu made the day, his day, free fi sabilillah. Then the Muslims, they used to come and take water for 2 days. Next day, the Yahudi has no business. Harkat mein barkat hai. No harkat mein no barkat hai. So what happened? The Yahudi, after 1 month, came and he said, Ya Uthman, are you willing to buy the other half? Then Uthman said, nee. You have no business. Why should I buy it? He said, okay, you know what? I will buy it. How much? He said, 12,000. He said, no. You don't have business. 4,000. He said, okay, 4,000. So he bought it. Now Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu, when he was alive, he has the title that he is from Ahlul Jannah. Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu, when he was walking on the earth, every Muslim knows this man from Ahlul Jannah. Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu ta'ala anhu, when he was walking, every man knows this man from Ahlul Jannah. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, Abu Bakr fil Jannah, عمر في الجنة, عثمان في الجنة, علي في الجنة, طلحة بن عبيد الله في الجنة, الزبير بن العوام في الجنة, سعد بن أبي وقاص في الجنة, سعيد بن زيد في الجنة, عبد الرحمن بن عوف في الجنة, أبو عبيدة في الجنة. 10 مبشرين بالجنة. They were walking on the earth and everybody knows those people from Ahlul Jannah. How did they accomplish that, ya ikhwan? If you look at their life, you will find their lifestyle, all of it sacrifice fi sabilillah. How can we be from Ahlul Jannah? Wallahi, we will be from Ahlul Jannah. Wallahi, inshallah, all of us say La ilaha illallah. Say La ilaha illallah. Wallahi, every one of you will go one day to Jannah. No doubt about this. But ya ikhwan, there is people, they will go to Jannah very fast. And there is people, they will go running. There is some people go to Jannah walking. There is some people, they will go to Jannah crawling. According to what? وَالسَّابِقُونَ السَّابِقُونَ أُولَٰئِكَ الْمُقَرَّبُونَ. Those people, they are ahead in dunya, they will be ahead in akhirah. Those, they will be in the front line in dunya, they will be in front of line in akhirah. Those people, they sacrifice more in dunya, they will be close to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in akhirah. So inshallah, for this purpose, ya ikhwan, for the day of judgment, 50,000 years, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, في يوم كان مقداره 50,000 سنة. 50,000 years. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the people, they will be under the shade of their sadaqah in the day of judgment. The day of judgment, 50,000 years. What's my shade? What's your shade? My life, 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, 100 years. And our shade, the house, $600,000. We work so hard to put a roof on the top of our heads, cost $500,000. 50,000 years, what's my roof? What's your roof? So for that day, inshallah, I hope to have 4 people. 4 people. And I will reach 10 people, inshallah. But at least 4 Khulafa al-Rashidin. Al-Khulafa al-Rashidin, those, they are behind Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They are so close to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. 2 of them, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam married their daughters. And 2 of them, they married the daughters of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam married the daughter of Abu Bakr and the daughter of Umar. And he gave his daughters, Ali and Uthman. So 4 Khulafa Rashidin, 2 he married their daughters, and 2 they married the daughters of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So those 4 people, inshallah, from this majma', say Ameen. MashaAllah, we are almost maybe 600-700 people. Say Ameen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for those people to be gathered with 4 of Khulafa al-Rashidin in the Day of Judgment. Say Ameen. But those, they will give more than usual. 5,000 usual. 10,000 usual, but it's hard usual. But those 4 people, I will ask them to pay each one of them fi sabilillah for the Day of Judgment $25,000 for the sake of Allah. And say, when you meet Allah on the Day of Judgment, say, Ya Rab, I was among almost 1,000 people, and I am one of those 4, the only 4. I raised my hand fi sabilik, $25,000. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say to you, I saw you and I heard you and you are honest. Say Ameen. Let me see the first hand, the 25,000 fi sabilillah. Takbir. Takbir. By the way, your takbir is sleeping, ya ikhwan. I think inshallah tonight we will have biryani. And the biryani is spicy. And the spicy should make you hot. And according the takbir should be high. Takbir. And by the way, the takbir is free, ya ikhwan. We don't charge for takbir. So say it loud. Takbir. Say Ameen. For the first man, Ya Rabbil Alameen. For him, his parents, his wife, his children, his family, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Let them go to Jannah without hisab. Say Ameen. May Allah accept it sadaqah jariyah from him and his family. Say Ameen. Can I see the other hand? And may Allah gather him, this first man, beside Abu Bakr Siddiq. And the second man, may Allah gather him beside Umar bin Khattab radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Say Ameen. I hope to find another man to match this brother, mashallah. Another 25,000 fi sabilillah. The light in my eyes, I cannot see well, but I can feel one of the people will do it. He is debating with himself. I was traveling with Junaid Jamshid rahimahullah, and I used to teach him tajweed. And he used to teach me Urdu. And when he makes mistake in tajweed, I used to hammer him. So he wait for my mistake in Urdu to hammer me back. Rahimahullah, may Allah forgive him, say Ameen. So one day I asked him, Junaid, pie? He said, yeah. I said, there is some people want to pay and they have hesitation. So what do you say in Urdu? By the way, how many Urdu speakers? Raise your hands. MashaAllah, takbir. MashaAllah. He said, I hope I'll say it right though. He said, Dil mein aa rahi hai, jijak sata rahi hai. I said, MashaAllah. So alhamdulillah, I have good memory. I memorized it. So he waited for me half an hour or so to know that I will forget something. He said, can you repeat what I told you? I said, of course. He said, say it. I said, Dil mein aa rahi hai. And then I forgot. I said, Jijak satara. He said, tajweed here in Urdu, wrong. I said, MashaAllah. How to say it? He said, let me teach you how to say it. Do you know the machine gun? I said, yeah. He said, say, Dil mein aa rahi hai. I said, MashaAllah. I never forget it after that, MashaAllah. Chichak sita rahi hai. I said this in Florida. And one of the brothers saw me in the airport. He does not know my name. He said, hey, Sheikh. I'm not here. Sheikh, Chichak. I said, so it became a trademark, Chichak. So inshallah tonight, my Chichak will bring your check. Say Ameen. So yes, ya ikhwan, we need another hand inshallah, if we can. If we can. I will not dig on it. But wallahi, opportunity for you to meet Allah with something to be proud of. And wallahi, ya ikhwan, anything you give tonight, you will regret in the Day of Judgment that you did not give more. You will say, I wish I gave more. Ya laytani qaddamtu li hayati. I wish I prepared for my life. The insan will say, يا ليتني قدمت لحياتي. I wish I prepared for my life. Is it this your life? No, this is my test. But my real life, that life. Can I see? I just want to give 10 seconds. Another hand, 25,000. Can I see one hand to give it lillah Azza wa Jalla? And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept it, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Allah promise in the Quran to replace it. وَمَا أَنفَقْتُم مِّن شَيْءٍ فَهُوَ يُخْلِفُهُ وَهُوَ خَيْرُ الرَّازِقِينَ. Allah promised to replace it. Can I see one hand? MashaAllah. Jazakumullah khair. I will not give chance after that. I will give you big discount. I will drop from 25,000. But I wish, inshallah, to finish al-Mubashirin bil-Jannah 10,000. How many of you willing to give Allah qurda hasana? $10,000 fi sabilillah. Raise your hand. 10,000 for the sake of Allah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant him, his parents, his wife, his children al-Jannah without hisab. May Allah put him under the shade of the arsh in the day of judgment. May Allah make his children muttaqeen, salihin. May Allah make his khatima, the end of his life, hasana, inshallah. Allahumma a'tina al-khatima al-hasana. Say ameen. $10,000. Who will start? $10,000. Inshallah, we will have, bi'idhnillah ta'ala, at least, inshallah, 7 people. Why 7 people? Because Al-Fatiha 7, the sky 7, the earth 7, Tawaf 7, Sa'i 7, even Stone al-Shaytan 7 too. You see? 7. Even the ulama that said Laylatul Qadr 27. وَلَقَدْ آتَيْنَاكَ سَبْعًا مِّنَ الْمَثَانِي وَالْقُرْآنَ الْعَظِيمِ. Allah gave us 7 Mathani. Who will start the $10,000 fi sabilillah? Raise your hand. $10,000. Takbir. Takbir. I have my brother there, mashallah. Say ameen. Let me hear. Say ameen. Allahumma ya arhamar rahimin. For this brother, his parents, his wife, his children, his family. Ya Rabbil Alameen, let them go to Jannah without hisab. Say ameen. May Allah Rabbul Alameen accept it. Sadaqah jariyah for him and his family. Say ameen. Another hand, $10,000. والسابقون السابقون أولئك المقربون. Those they are in dunya sabiqun, they will be sabiqun to Jannah. Who is willing to give another 10,000 fi sabilillah? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept it, inshallah, from him and his family. Say ameen. Ya ikhwan, sometimes we buy for our children a car, $10,000. Then our children, crazy drivers, after 6 months, they hit the car somewhere, ma'asalama. The insurance goes up, but you say, alhamdulillah, my son is safe. What's the $10,000? Does not buy a decent car for the wife. Believe me. But when you give it lillah, you don't know how much Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will protect you because of the sadaqah. In the time of Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam, there is a man who was crying so hard. So Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam asked him, why you are crying? He said, Ya Nabi Allah, when you meet Allah, please ask Allah to give me a child. I don't have children. So Sayyidina Musa, when he met Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, asked, Ya Rab, give him children. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him, Ya Musa, I will give him one son. But this son will die on the night of his marriage. When he married, that night he will die. So the man was happy, but he did not tell his wife. He did not tell his wife that my son will die on the night of the marriage. So mashallah, the son grew up, 18, 19, 20. The mother says, let us marry our son. The father said, no. Let us marry the son. No. So finally they came to marry him. The father is crying, the mother is laughing. So the night of the marriage, but this young man was from al-muttaqeen and the one who gives sadaqah fi sabilillah. So at the night of his marriage, his mother brought the food for him and his wife. Then he asked, my mother, did you give my aunt, the mother of the orphans, food? She said, we were busy with you, we did not. So he took his own food, his wife's food, at the night of his marriage, and he went to the other village to give them the food. When he reached there, he found them crying because of hunger. Then their mother started crying and made dua for him. So he came at the end of the night. Imagine a man leaves his wife at the night of his marriage to take food for orphans. Look, the sadaqah, the sadaqah. So in the morning, the father crying because he should die that night. The mother went to bring the breakfast. She went outside happy. He said, he died. She said, what are you talking about? No, mashallah, he is bikhair, alhamdulillah. Next week, mashallah, still alive. After 2 weeks, after a month. So he went to Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam. He said, Ya Nabi Allah, you told me he will die at the night of his marriage. But my son, alhamdulillah, is still alive. Then he said, let me ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then he said, Ya Rabbi, you told me he will die at the night of his marriage. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Ya Musa, he's supposed to die that night. But he took his food and his wife's food on the night of his marriage for orphans. When he gave them the food, their mother made dua for him. Ya Rabb, increase his life 100 years. وَعِزَّتِي وَجَلَالِي يَا Musa, if she asked me to leave him until the day of judgment, I would leave him until the day of judgment. So ya ikhwan, when you give sadaqah fi sabilillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala changed so many things in your life. Maybe some accident or some sickness coming to you or to your family. Because of the sadaqah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will remove it. Allah will protect it, inshallah. We need another $10,000 for the sake of Allah. Can we see another hand? Another $10,000 fi sabilillah. Wallahi ya ikhwan, this life is short. Imagine, after 200 years, all of us, we will be in the graves. All of us. This is Maulana, this is Sheikh Hassan, this is so and so, everybody in the graves. This is Dr. Saab, this is engineer, this is everybody under the ground. And this moment comes to my mind and your mind, what do I wish in that time? Wallahi, I wish, Ya Rabbi, if you bring me back to dunya, I will sell my house and give it fi sabilik. I will sell my car, give it fi sabilik. But it will be too late. The time passing very fast. Use it now. Use it now. If you give Allah now $1, Allah will accept. If you offer Allah on the day of judgment all the fill of earth of gold, Allah will not accept. Because this is the time of taklif. The judgment, the time of compensation. Do it now. We need another hand, $10,000. Raise your hand, ya ikhwan. Fi sabilillah. Takbir. MashaAllah. Takbir. Alhamdulillah, we have another 10,000. Say Ameen. For this man, Ya Rabbil Alameen, his parents, his wife, his children, his family. May Allah let them go to Jannah without hisab. Say Ameen. May Allah accept it sadaqah jariyah from him and his family. Say Ameen. Inna Allah witrun yuhibbul witr. Allah loves the witr. Who is the witr? Number 3. When you meet Allah on the day of judgment, say, Ya Rabb, I am number 3. Remember this number. Code between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. $10,000 for the sake of Allah. Number 3. Number 3. By the way, ya ikhwan, you are delaying me. I don't take long time. You are taking long time. So don't say, Sheikh